I am here. Let's get the party started, huh? Hey, Jack. Is it? Oh, well, that's unfortunate. I do tend to have pretty bad lag, but them's the breaks sometimes. Let me. I need to. I'll just do my thing, my usual thing. Uh, okay. And we are live. 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 Okay. Now, the lag is long, huh? I do have to show you guys something real quick. So, I have acquired a third vertical monitor. And to make sure, so I moved the chat over to that monitor, but then I blew up um, the chat window so people could see it properly. And now I look on my streaming dashboard and apparently it is still a part of that page even when you pop it out. So that's something that I will be dealing with silently. Is not exactly what I had in mind. I should probably mute that. So, when we left off, we had done the almost all of the ones that I had bolted here, right? We got our firebolt, light, and mage hand, and the next one I was going to do was shocking grasp. Right. So let's go ahead and just get onto that. Just why did that not just open suddenly? Okay, so you can see I have been doing a little bit of other work because I am not just translating cantrips. I'm going to translate the rest of the spells on the wizard spell list in the SRD myself. So, but here we're getting lots of new words, and let's go through our process like we have done before. We're going to look up the spell and get our bearings on on how that works. So let's get our spell here. Where can I find that? I have so many tabs open and many pinned tabs as well that I can't find my... Okay. So I'm going to find Shocking Grasp. And then sometimes the Roll20 text is like not accurate, but then they have this image grab that will tell you the correct thing. So, Shocking Grasp. It is a cantrip. It is evocation. Casting time is 1 action. Range is touch. And target is a creature you try to touch. Components are verbal or somatic. I'm thinking that somatic here is just referring to you like reaching out to touch somebody. Instantaneous, so it just happens. And then the description here: lightning springs from your hand to deliver a shock to a creature you try to touch. Make a melee spell attack against the target. You have advantage on the attack roll if the target is wearing armor made of metal. So basically, metal will conduct the electricity. So if they're wearing metal armor, then that's to basically counteract their AC from the armor, I think. On a hit, the target takes 1d8 lightning damage, and it can't take reactions until the start of its next turn. This is very interesting to me. So basically, what Shocking Grasp does is not just shock people, but there's like a stun effect with it, right? You reach out and you say something and you shock them and it stuns them. I feel like this is actually, a really good escape spell, because like you can do some damage to somebody and disable their reactions, which means you can cast this, you get some damage in, and then you get to run away without having to disengage, right? So it's actually a very useful spell. But the thing is, it's 1 action, and since this is a melee spell attack, it's got to be very quick, because you are in the action. Like, even though like 1 action should mean like this should always mean like this is 3 to 6 seconds or something like that, right? If you're talking about like Firebolt, you can have more leeway there because you're firing from a distance, so you can take a little bit extra time. This, probably, I don't want to have... oh, that's the wrong thing. That's a sneak peek at things that I am working on. So let's get back to the cantrip incantations, right? Okay. Yeah, okay. So, like, Firebolt is still just 2 words, but I could have potentially gotten more, because in the thick of battle when you are there. You're not in melee range of anybody. Shocking Grasp, I'm in melee range, so I need to keep that in mind. Now, so I think our first thing to do is we need a word for lightning. And let's go take a look around at we can go back to our ones that we had generated for writing. We can think about I had in my head before starting this series, I had in my head that the word for lightning would have something to do would have like Z's in it, but we don't have Z's, and I'm not really sure if S, like what, sushi, sasu, sida. I don't think that has like the same effect for me. So we can be pretty wide open. Ri might work. We can also look at, I've got a bunch of, I've done this one. But I have a bunch of these. Chage, Gedra that I'd like copied off and not used. I'm not feeling any of these either. So I think we're actually going to go to our generator and start like figuring out what we're going to do. So takak, that would become chakak. That's a possibility. That would become jakak. Right, jakak. And this would become chit. Chit is a good one. Akie ape ipia. Chakak. So the thing is, like, it's jakak. I'm going to hold on to these two. I'm going to hold on to these two for now. And I'm going to generate some more, see if there's any others that catch my eye. So that'll end up being Pat. Just Pat. Santis. Santis. That's very close to some real world words. Pat. Cha. I'm getting that cha sound again. Ipu. Eki. I think between chit and jakak, I think I like chit better. I think I'm going to go with, well, that, right? Chit. No. That's not actually what I want. So what was it? Chakak. Chakak. Oh, Chakak. Okay, let's modify. Let's come up with something in between because I think I'll be much more happy with that. And I think aspirated sounds work better. No, it should put the pipes around so that it does the vowel harmony rules. Chitte, chitte, chitte. Okay, that works. Chitte. So this is our word for lightning. And we are going to so there's I could just have like an adjective and make it like lightning hands, right? Electric hands, right? From this. Or I could go with a prepositional thing. Let's actually try both of those out and see which one looks better for us, okay? So let's go here. Let's make this a noun first. I've got my inflections stuff. Chitte. Chitte, 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 bit, chitte, chitte, and chitte, chitte. Oh, okay, yeah. And we get the paradigm to paste in. I need to actually create this. Jagag. So Jagag is cool. Jake, and like maybe I should have saved that for something else, but for some reason it just wasn't hitting me with those unaspirated with the G's there, the unaspirated stop. I felt like for some reason I was feeling like an aspirated stop would be better. I could go with jute, jute or chute works, but I think I'm just going with this. So proto reptilian, and it was the root, the original root. I made this like one where harmony had to apply for fun. There's no This needs to be aspirated. Chitte. And this is a noun. Lightning or electricity. It's super common for that relationship to exist. And I don't really see any reason not to. Yeah, I know. So I don't know what's causing that much lag. There must be some stuff going on in the house. You know, you got kids here. They're probably watching stuff on TV and stuff. If I can spell electricity correctly, that would be nice. And then I need to copy. I need to get the paradigm and copy that and paste it in. And then I need to look at my suffixes and see key. So here, so the trick, so ke is to imitate or mock. So I feel like this adjectivizer might not be the best to turn electricity into electric. So we can think about maybe a different one. This is a nominalizer. Oh, I know what I can do. So the I think I didn't add rutti. Actually should be just utti, because of the way that I had things before. And this is a word that means full, but it is also well, I need to put that after the comparative form, don't I? This is a suffix that means like full of, having, containing. And that, I think, will do better. So if I combine chutte with that, then we end up with chuttoti. Chuttati. Okay, and now I'm debating. We could have chuttati, or we could actually keep that R sound in there. I Topher. And we could have chitterity. Chitterity. I don't like that. I think we're gonna have the uti, and it's chittity. So, and etymology is chitte plus iti. Chittity. Okay. And it is an adjective, and it means electric. So now we've got like these two. Now we can build our two options here. So the two options we have here would be chittati egre. Just literally just say electric hand, right? The other option would be egre age chitte. Egre agachitte. Both of those are reasonably short. I didn't want to make a full sentence here because the idea here is like this is it does take an action to cast, but since it's a melee attack, you are right in front of somebody who is trying to kill you. You do not want to say a whole lot. So I was trying to keep it minimal. I could have something about shooting lightning from your hand, and maybe when I get to in the leveled spells, when I get to lightning bolt, I'll have like, you know, lightning shoots from my hands, you know, I spit lightning from my hands or something like that. But this is what we're doing now, and I think I'm kind of favoring this one, but this one could grow on me. So I think I'm going to poll you guys which one, and this will be an advisory poll because none of these are final, and I could like produce variants of different ones, but like for the one that I'm going to put in here to use for now, this will be an advisory poll for this one. Which incantation should we use for shocking grasp? And our options are chittati egre, which means electric hand, or egre agochite, which means lightning from hand. That's so weird. Okay, I'll just do this differently then. Very simple 2-option poll. You guys can... Wow. On the stream, I'm still typing that. Yeah, a turn is not long. So a combat round is 6 seconds. And my rule of thumb is that generally a one action spell you should be able to say within like 3 seconds. And I'm not like timing myself or anything on that. I'm just like judging because like the round is about 6 seconds, right? I do assume that a lot of people are just like I do sort of assume that a lot of people are doing things at the same time in combat, and we're just separating them out into turns for convenience. So it's not like everybody gets 1 second. Really, it's like the everybody is doing all of this stuff within this 6 second window, but for an action, you're doing your action and then you can get to move. You might have a reaction or a bonus action that you've added onto it. That's a lot of stuff to do in 6 seconds. And like there are potentially wizard builds that actually let you get off the spell twice or more. So I think there's like a build that circulates online where you add fighter for the action surge, and then that will allow you to cast two like attack cantrips in the same turn, if the DM is okay with that. Oh, that does remind me that I did not even think about the arcane builds for thieves and yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean it all depends. It's all for fun anyway. At the table, you're not given like 6 seconds to do all this stuff. It's just like part of the fiction, so it's not a big deal. Okay, this has been up for like 3 minutes, and there's no decision, but there are more people here, so I will give 1 more minute, given the fact that it's lagging. While we're also thinking about what spell to do next. What spell would people like to do next? Do we want to just go down the list and go like Acid Splash, Chill Touch, Dancing Lights, or do we want to keep on doing this? Chill Touch is going to be interesting. But wow, you get 12 seconds to do your turn? Uh, okay. So, okay, I've given enough time. I'm going to end the poll. I say um I say that the Città di Egre is a little bit better for me. So, and gloss that. Uh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, let's go down the list. Let's so now because I've done the ones that I need for reasons that will become apparent soon. Um, and so we can just keep on trucking through these, get some done today, maybe get some done next time. Prestidigitation is going to be a difficult one, but we will get to that when we get to that. Let's go down the list and let's go acid splash. Okay, so casting time is 1 action, range 60 feet. So you lob this over, right? Stomach juice, I don't know. I think we can do a basic route for acid, Jake, because there are some dragons that breathe acid. Which one breathes acid? Let me look at my notes, my world building notes that I got from acid. Black dragons breathe acid, and copper dragons breathe acid. Uh, yeah, sour. So this is a like a question to ask because I was thinking about acid being related to sour. Do carnivores usually able to taste sour? I don't know. I literally don't know. So anyway, let's go back to that. So casting time is 1 action. Um, Range is 60 feet. So we can be more lenient. We can be a little bit longer than we just were because we're not in melee range. We are at the back lobbing this over. It's not a long range. 60 feet, there's spells that have 120 feet range, but it's pretty decent. 1 creature within range or 2 creatures within range that are within 5 feet of each other. The weirdness of acid splash. Okay. Components: verbal, somatic, duration instantaneous. It's not an effect. You hurl a bubble of acid. A bubble of acid. You hurl a bubble of acid. Choose 1 creature within range, or choose 2 creatures within range that are within 5 feet of each other. It's so. This is such a weirdly specific thing. Like you can, yeah. Okay, yeah. Cats can't taste sweet. That I knew that, and it makes a whole lot of sense that like an obligate carnivore cannot taste sweetness because they wouldn't be consuming sugar. Anyway, so a target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d6 acid damage. So, it's very weird spell in that like it's not a single target and it's also not an area of effect. It's specifically you can target up to 2 creatures that are within 5 feet of each other. So bizarre. I guess it works if you're using squares more than if you're using like hexes, but it's weird. So I have to think about this. So I need a word for acid, maybe. I think so, Jake. I think spoiled meat can often be a little bit sour, right? I don't know. Let's ask. Can carnivores taste sour? Yeah. So there might be something. Those that swallow their food whole may lack bitter and savory tastes. but still not saying anything about sour. So I'm just going to assume, yeah. Hmm. Yeah. It might be it 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 might be that dragons have like very little taste at all because I could imagine them swallowing their food whole quite often. But at the same time, it's more fun if they can actually have some taste receptors. So um, we don't need to worry about that necessarily because there's here's the deal is like whether we assume that they are doing sour or not, we don't necessarily have to derive the word for acid from the word for sour. We can go in the other direction, or we can have them be like the same lovely acid is not in clicks. Is sour in there? Sour is in there. Sour and bitter and salty? Why would you colexify sour and salty? That's so weird. Um, Topher, that I mean, that's sort of a world building decision that DMs might differ on. But my assumption going into this language was to say that dragons are predators. And I mean, maybe we could make them omnivorous. Certainly, a dragon that takes a human form might end up eating human food. Um, and that's like a different thing, but it that's magic too. But I would feel like in their native form they would primarily eat meat just because that's the image of a dragon that I have in my mind. But that's not necessarily, you know. Let's go and take a look at oh, we can do that sem shift too. And see if they have it. Yeah, they have acid. That sem shift doesn't have. Sour to acid is super, super common, apparently. Um, Although that sem shift is kind of Eurocentric sometimes. Mostly like Slavic. So that's not necessarily um, the best acid. So I'm actually curious about. So yeah. So acid, the word acid itself comes from a word for sour. So let's go. So yeah, so acid, but so we want the noun. I mean, that's swan. I know that swan just means sour, right? Um, and there's, let's see, we can check a couple others. This is a derived term. Let's go to, so sour there. Sour. Yeah, so I think actually we probably, since I don't have Tagalog just as the Spanish word, huh? Malay has asam, which is sour. Okay. I have no reason, especially so. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. So you can have bitter and sour be the same. I think we're gonna make a word for sour, and we can just take a look here and see like what. I'm just gonna be using these, even though we're done with the actual forms that we're using for cheat de nuge nuge menge michit mitte sissy rei rei is a possibility. Or fed. I'm gonna present these two for you guys for a poll. What is the word for sour? And we've got fedu or rei. Wow, this poll is moving. Let me see. I need to check how many people are on. Why am I? Oh, why did I grab that? And we get okay, it looks like it's very overwhelming. So this can be sour or acid. Sour or acidic. And and we don't need to, adjectives don't really have a so rei is etymology is rei. It has not changed at all. Adjective, sour or acidic. And the comparative form is going to be, if I check my adjective notes, reyud, because it's you sense that it's sour, you taste that it's sour, so it's a subjective thing. What is that, Jake? What is this? Huahai? What is that? That looks nice. What is that? Oh. Interesting. Yeah, I'll have to check that and see. You know, maybe I've had it and I just didn't know the name. This is always possible. So sour or acidic, and then probably can use this id to nominalize it. So reid. I haven't used id so much on. Oh, huame. Oh, they're just plums. Okay. Oh, Guangdong. Yeah, I haven't spent a lot of time in Guangdong. I did go to Hong Kong once. And this is going to be acid. So that's so. Id, by the way, is just a generic nominalizer that comes from ide, which means thing. So ide. So reit is like sour thing, and that's acid, right? And we can just grab from another id. Where's ichid? Ichid. Well, I can just go and look at the backlinks and find, yeah, tagid. Tagid is a thing that hears. So it can also be something that does something, or it's something that is something. It just means thing, right? So I will copy this paradigm and just modify it to reid. And actually, okay, that reminds me, I need to apply a rule that you guys chose for me. So yeah. Reidbe. Reido. Reidund. Reidai. Reidai. So, there we go. We have acid. Well, a very simple thing we could do with this is just do the same thing as this, and like instead of fire, we just replace it with acid. That's a little bit cheap, you know, but raid. Right? But, I mean, we've got a lot of spells to do, so a little bit of copy pasting is not necessarily bad. So we could do that, or we could go into, like, it's a bubble of acid. We could try to burn splash. Burn splash. That's a cool idea. Because it's not just sour, right? When we use a word for acid, yeah, actually, here's the thing, because when you use a word for acid and you just throw an acid, but that's transparently related to sour, then it might not actually get the the full effect. Now, I don't think we need another word for acid, because again, there are dragons that spit acid at people. So probably there's an awareness that this stuff is the same thing that causes a sour taste. Like if you spit it out of your mouth, you will taste the sour, just like when you vomit, you taste acid and it tastes sour, right? But they would know, but it's just stronger. So we had, so let's burn you. Burn, I'm not sure if I want to necessarily call it the same thing as burn. I don't have a word for burn though. So what is acid doing? It burns, it dissolves, it reacts. And in the specific case of acid splash, it's a strong enough acid that contact with the skin will damage, that will hurt you, right? So let's see, what do I have in terms of wound? I have in pain. I have pain. Harm. I have hit or strike. I have slash. Yeah, some. Oh, wither. Um, I think we'll make a word that is sort of vaguely cause cause the type of damage. Like you could gloss it as burn, or you could gloss it as erode, or or um, or strip away, or a lot of different things. But it's gonna be like a general word for this kind of harm that you can get from acid. Um, so maybe burn will be the best gloss. Maybe not. We can see. Um, Let me go ahead and choose a root for that. Yatu, no. Yatu. Let's look at these ones a little bit. Lexical notes. Geçagapshi Fegrat Chage Fai Fai Fai. I like it. I like Fai. And let's make it there we go. Corrode? Yeah, I think I'm going to go with this. And let's go ahead and plug that in and get a transitive verb out of it. This is the wrong one. Or no. Do I want this to be transitive, or do I want to causativize it? Hold on. Let me get this. Let me look at this. So the causative yin. No, 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 no. No, I think your corrode gave me this idea. Okay, so actually, the core meaning of this one, so this is actually going to be an intransitive verb. Then we're going to causativize it. So we're going to, let's go grab the, let's go get this into Lexergy. Let's go grab this, apply, Gifai. Okay, let's just get that sorted for now. I have not actually done a causative yet, so Fai. And what is the original of this? It's Fiai. Where am I? And then we go get the pronunciation in Fa'i. And then we're going to get the we need to get our forms. Grab that. And this is going to actually, so it's going to look like, yeah, so that's an idea that I started with, was that the wizards would have some weird things. I mean, there is some weirdness, but it's more to do with how things map. One thing is I use this word aigre to mean hand, but it like the core meaning of it is talon. But that's not actually like an error, the wizards, because dragons also use that word to refer to humanoid hands. I have not turned on my light for the whole thing, so you are like looking at me and not being able to see me clearly. Okay, so that's some of that is happening. So far, I haven't really inserted. I had a thought originally to have Mage Hand be described as like a ghost hand, which would be like super confusing because the dragons would not necessarily think of it as like a ghostly thing. But then I thought, okay, no, but wizards would not do that either because it's not a necromancy spell, right? So I ended up being a bit more close to what dragons would also consider it. But sometime I'm going to find some opportunity to mix things up and make it like weird in a wizardly way. I need to figure out like what opportunities for that to be like, for them to like make some kind of mistake. Okay, so let's get on this. Let's get this. So it's a verb intransitive to erode, to corrode, to be damaged by scraping across a surface. So to be stripped. So it's just this vague, overall thing of anything that like strips away the surface of something. Any time the surface of something is being stripped away, that is fa'i. So what happens? What is gin fa'i? Well, this is the etymology. is yin plus fa'i. I don't know if I have yin in my stuff at all, but we can work with that. And this is going to be, did I not? Okay, I do have this, and I can just, kin fa'i, and this is a verb transitive, and I can do the transitive paradigm later, I think. To cause, to corrode, right? To cause erosion, to strip off, to cause damage across a wide surface. There we go. And so yin fa'i, so let's see if I can do my inflections correctly. We will need two versions of this because you can have a single target or multiple targets. So it would be yin fa let me check another transitive verb. If I can find one. So the second person, the second person object is te or tre. Okay, te. Fa'idre, fa'ite. Is it te or te? Fa'ite. Right. So it would be 3 strip off. I'll just use that. And it should be 2. So it's acid burn you, right? And then there's a second variant. With dre. And this is 2 plural. So acid burn you or acid burn y'all. So there we go. We get this, and we do. Should this have? Should I be adding perfectives? I don't feel like I need perfective in any of this. It's more like a performative action. I have used a perfective in another one, but it was a very specific reason for using that. So we have a little bit of time, so let's at least get started on the next one, which would be chill touch. Chill touch, and this is like a spell that I did not like. I didn't know what it was, and then okay. So chill touch cantrip. It's necromancy. So we have to understand that this has something to do with like summoning the dead or death. Casting time 1 action. Range 120 feet. And target the space of a creature within range. So we need to figure out what that means. Verbal somatic. Duration 1 round. So this is something that hangs around for a while. You create a ghostly skeletal hand in the space of a creature within range. Make a ranged spell attack against the creature to assail it with the chill of the grave. On a hit, the target takes 1d8 necrotic damage, and it can't regain hit points until the start of your next turn. Okay, so that's the duration part. Okay. Until then, the hand clings to the target. If you hit an undead target, it also has advantage on attack rolls until the end of your next turn. So actually, you don't want to hit undead with this because the undead will be strengthened by it. The spell's damage increases by 1d8 when you reach 5th level, 11th level, and 17th level. Okay. So, chill touch. So, it says you create a ghostly skeletal hand, but like in my mind, understanding that this is a necromancy spell, I feel like you are like actually summoning an undead spirit of some kind. If you understand my meaning. And it's the spirit is just a hand, and all it can do is grab onto things, right? So this is another good reason that I did not have mage hand to be like ghost hand or spirit hand, because this one would be the ghost hand. I think we have some room to be a bit longer because this has a range of 120 feet. You can be off at the other end of the corridor and send a skeleton hand after somebody, which is wild. When I misread spirit spitting, yeah. I misread this spell at one time, thinking that it was like actually like a melee spell, and you grab somebody and cause necrotic damage. But no, you summoning this hand that hit. I think I summon. Here, let me sketch out in English, and then we can like do a translation thing here. Something like I call the hand of the dead. Something like that. So I need a word for death and dead, right? Do I not have death yet? No, I don't have anything for death. So, this is a pretty important word to be working on. And, okay, and I'm running short on time. So let's, okay. I'm going to do it this way. This is a fairly important word, and I don't want to necessarily just be like, I'm going to generate words here. Instead of, no, I don't like that. Instead of like pulling from my other stuff. Yeah, cap. Kiki. Anki. Anki. That would be Anka. Anka. Ah. Ah. Epi. Or Binky. Binky. No. Not Binky. Niki. Actually. Apip. We're not doing Apip. Apip. Itit. Ingim. That's interesting. Okay. Well, I can take a look at some of these because actually get you. If we made it get you. I like this. Get you. Now, what does it mean? Does it mean dead or death? Is the question. Which way does the derivation go? I think I want it to mean to die, actually. And then we can use a participle. Yes. Okay. So this is an intransitive verb. We're going to get this in here. Let's plug into. Oh, let me get this part. Verb root. Okay. Gugejucha. I died. That works. Ugejuchu. Ugejucha. He died. And get this. Sorry, I'm being a little bit slow on this, I feel like. Okay. So, get you. And let's get this in here. And let's go the etymological root. And here is so. And here is so. We have these participles, and I've decided that the participles can stand on their own. Question is, should we go with the active or passive? I think I've mostly used the passive, and I think we're going to go with passive. Get and this can be an adjective, meaning dead, or a noun, meaning dead. As in the dead, right? Right. So, Gejifö. So, let's actually make it the dead hand. I feel like that will be a little bit clearer in Draconic. So, and so, Gejifö, egre, if. Okay, so it's not just a dead hand. I call the dead hand. And so, do I have a word for call or summon? Yeah, to shupe. Shupe is to call or to summon. So, so that is die, participle, Talon, the one, summon, or call 3. So, call the dead hand. Or I summon the dead hand. Can translate it either way. So you can call it that in Ndakaga. No, just I'm sure there's dead hand already, but you need to call it Gejifö egre. Gejifö egre if Gushubebe. Gejifö egre if Gushubebe. And we can imagine you say that and like and then a skeletal hand comes out of nowhere and shoots and grabs somebody by the neck, and they are like their veins start to turn black. Yeah. Okay. I think that is great. And that is time to end my stream, unfortunately. So I think next time we're just going to keep going down this list. I do want to... I will be returning to... Yeah. Well, eventually I will be publishing all the rules so people can do whatever they like with it. I intended to make some poetry rules. I may end up doing some work on how poetry works off camera. I've already sort of gotten some ideas on uh, syllable counting and because you need to, because it feels like this language works better with syllable counting and probably using parallelism as the thing that ties things together. But like I haven't worked that out in public yet. It's just sort of I've been working with that because I'm working on leveled spells too, and you've got like that when you're doing leveled spells, you got rituals to deal with, and rituals you have to be like, oh, like this can take 10 minutes to cast. I'm not gonna write a whole 10-minute thingy. I want to write like a mantra that you can chant. So I want some kind of poetic couplet that I can extend out. But anyway, I need to go, but you guys keep you keep doing on your own conlangs and think about the next one is dancing lights, and we've got quite a few to deal with dancing lights, mending, message, maybe we'll do one, minor illusion, poison spray, prestidigitation. When we get to that one, that's probably going to take a long time because just prestidigitation can do a lot of things, right? Ray of Frost, True Strike, which why do I bother with it? But I'll do it just in case people want it. And Eldritch Blast, and then I will be done with incantations. We will go back and we will finish the writing system, and we're going to be good. So, everybody, have a good weekend and happy conlaying.